Let's take a look at Genshin Impact's starting 5 characters. You have the Traveler, who can range anywhere between pretty decent to borderline unplayable. You have Amber, who is Amber. Noelle, who can put out some good numbers but has really long cooldowns. Lisa, who can't even go past level 40.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine.
And finally, we have Kaeya, a good character. Our journey through the past year has led us to this point. After suffering through Inazuma with Electro Traveler, after spending 4 hours to try and take down Alif's health only using the Eye of Perception with Lisa, and after having to play as Amber, we can finally play Genshin Impact only using Kaeya. But before that, let's go over the rules. We can only use Kaeya, and all swords are allowed, which does include 5-star weapons like the Skyward Blade, but honestly, this character's so good that he doesn't really need it. And for the banners, we are rolling on Standard Banner and Weapon Banner. So let's see if we can beat Genshin Impact only using Kaeya. Journey begins with the scientifically proven best way to release dopamine: gambling. Technically speaking, we don't need to get a Kaeya from this to start the challenge, but there is a chance we get him, and after looking at this photo, I couldn't pass up the opportunity to get a C1 Kaeya. 5-star temple. Dang. Kaeya. No way! No, I did not reuse footage from the Amber video. I actually did get a Kaeya from this, which means we will get a free constellation after completing his domain. Now let's go ahead and get that constellation so we can start this challenge. Given that this is Kaeya's temple, he was able to clear this very easily. He didn't do it as fast as Lisa and Amber, but believe me, Kaeya will shine later on. Next up is Lisa's temple, and Kaeya was able to do the skip even if he did have some trouble with it. And lastly is Amber's temple, and we need to have a talk about this. In the past, I've been able to avoid this mandatory pyro pillar by doing this skip. But here's the problem now. This might have gotten patched up. I was not able to glide over there because the game would stop me at around this point, so I couldn't reach the location needed. This means 2 things. Either one of you guys snitched to Hoyoverse, or the more likely option, John Hoyoverse himself watches my videos. And John, my man, you really tried to pull one over on me, but you failed. You're playing checkers, and I'm playing Fortnite. We are not the same. I was still able to find a way to do this skip with Kaeya, so you failed, Hoyoverse. Yawn, Rip Bozo, and Cope Harder. Let's go! You, Hoyoverse. You tried to take away my strategy. Whoa!
Ew, I'm tired.
I thought you were Amber. Boom, I'm on a roll. Woo! With those quests done, we need to reach AR 10 to continue, so it's time to do some grinding.
Give it a button.
Yo, chill. Get it, chill. Oh, I think I'm dead. I'm about to die. Thanks for the 5-star. I'll take a 4-star. Give me the flute. 4-star sword. Yep. We got a character last time, so we're getting a sword. The Bay Club, thanks for letting me know we're getting a sword. Like I said! Wait, what? Kaeya has a cooking passive? No, he's not tall enough. Yes, he is! Woo! After a couple of hours, we ascend both the prototype Rancor and Kaeya, which is actually pretty important for us, because Kaeya's first ascension passive allows us to heal ourselves, and we start to fight the Cryo Regisvine, which really wasn't that bad, but that might just be me saying it out of relief because he can actually defeat his own boss, unlike another character that I had to play. Whew, that wasn't too bad. Give me 2. Yes! Ooh. After that, we went back to the Archon quest and took on the Eye of the Storm. Kaeya did very well against the Eye because of the rain, and I gotta thank Kaeya for his help because without him, I would have never known that Cryo is always far more effective in the rain. I got it. I got it without talking to him. Oh my god. Next, we join up with Batman to take on the Fatui layer, and we get ready to look for the tears needed to repair the lyre. Why? The first tier had us fight a ruin guard who Kaeya was able to completely devour thanks to his burst, and we head into the forest for the next tier. The final tier in the temple has us fight large electro slimes who Kaeya had a much easier time with than Lisa.
I can't compete!
Now that we have the tiers collected, we can head into Storm Terror's lair and take down his security cameras. With his defense down, we can finally get to Dvalin. The trick to doing this fight is not really a trick at all. I just lied to you. All you have to do is hit him. And since Kaeya does a lot of damage, you can just kind of kill him in one phase. He one-phased it. It's so nice playing a good character. It's so nice. Why couldn't anyone else do that? Why can't you be more like your brother?
I'm like, what do you say me for?
With Mondstadt finished, we can start getting more experience to begin leeway. Yes, it's a Hydro Mage. This is gonna be fun.
Dodge this! Cryo is always far more effective in the...
At just 9.5 hours into this run, Kaeya is already at leeway, which makes him the fastest so far by about 2 hours. Aside from Lisa, who he's only ahead of by 7 minutes, but this gap will increase substantially later on. We head over to Mooncarver, and with his buff, we always had our burst out, so we were basically a Cryo Noelle that could never run out of stamina. Next is Cloud Retainer, and thankfully John never watched far enough into my videos to learn about this skip. After that, we head up the mountain to crack the Amber. Rex Lapis assassinated? At the rite of Dissension? Then it's time for the Ruin Hunter, which Kaeya took down surprisingly easily. I'm gonna get her. What? With that part of the main quest done, we need to farm up some more so we can continue. One of the reasons Kaeya has had such an easy time getting this far is because of his element. When it comes to a solo element, Cryo might just be the best one. The debuff Cryo gives by itself is extremely useful, but whenever it starts raining, it's just the best feeling in the world because
Cryo is always far more effective in the rain. This is going to get interesting.
After some more hours, we hit AR-25, ascended everything, and started the AR-25 domain. Kaeya, by far, had the easiest time with this domain compared to everyone else. Just look at this fight against Aleph. He can do this just as fast as normal accounts that use 4 characters. Dude, it's... this character. It's so... he's so good. He's so good. Let's compare this to Lisa's performance.
Loser.
Back to the Archon quest, we come across our first real obstacle, the cooking pot. Kaeya cannot warm it up. He does the literal opposite of that, in fact. Cool it! Which means it's time for the first can't. Next, we go inside the teapot, then we head up a cliff to stop the party.
Cool party. All right, everyone. Chill. Chill.
And that's the end of the story for now. Later, after some more grinding, we hit AR-28 and start the final act of leeway. And somehow Kaeya was totally able to activate this Animo device, which was a really weird thing that happened. Then we fight off some officers who are trying to stop us from actually reaching the Jade Chamber.
Freeze! Now, I want you to...
I know. Freeze.
Then we sing to some flowers.
Whenever you're ready.
After that performance, we take on the Shaver. What a weird word. Tartaglia was pretty easy with Kaeya. Nothing really special happened here. We just beat him like a redheaded stepchild, and that was that. Hey child, need an Advil? Sorry, I'm all out. With Child done, we can help the Adepti defend leeway. Kaeya actually fared pretty well in the situation without the buffs. Honestly, Kaeya without the buffs probably did about as well as Lisa did with the buffs, mainly because it was raining and Cryo is always far more effective. Now that leeway's finished, we can start getting ready for Inazuma. We didn't have any problems with the Jade Chamber quest and the Dainsleif quest. Man, Cryo is such a good element. It's like this game was designed around you having to use Kaeya. We just completely destroyed the Abyss Herald in all of the encounters, which allows us to start Inazuma. The first thing we have to do is the transport mission, and I would like to extend a personal shout out to the beach for the assist, because they allowed us to freeze the enemies. Next, we clean up the prison, ascend everything, and take on
The almighty Raiden Shogun.
This is another fight that Kaeya had a much easier time with than Lisa. And no, I will not stop. With that done, we can head over to the archery section. Okay, can Kaeya do this? No. But as I stated in the Lisa video, I would try it again with Lisa in the next challenge, and if my brain serves me right, this is the next challenge. If you don't care how this went with Lisa and want to get back to the Kaeya stuff, go to this timestamp. Alright, so, can Lisa destroy all of the targets? Yes, but it's tricky. As mentioned in the previous video, Lisa cannot hit the top targets. However, the lightning can, but the chances of lightning hitting all 4 of these targets in one round feels next to impossible. You have more control over where lightning strikes in real life than you do in this game.
Come on, strike me down, Zeus. You don't have the ball.
I did test to see if it even is possible for lightning to strike in the location of the targets. Once the lightning hit the target, every subsequent round, I would swap to Amber and go back to the next target to see if lightning could hit it. And it did. I was able to get lightning to strike in all 4 of the top locations, but never in one round. So it might be possible, but I never got this lucky. The furthest I got to was round 5, and I only got there once in all the time that I spent on this. It took me hours to get lightning to strike this location. And guess where the next location is after this one? In the exact same spot. Lightning literally has to strike twice in the same spot. I did this archery demonstration for 12 hours trying to get lightning to hit in all of the spots, but it just did not happen. At the 12-hour point, I decided I was gonna try something different. I was still gonna use Lisa to destroy all of the targets, but I needed some help. So I decided to use Geo Traveler to give her a vertical boost so she could hit the targets on the top row. Only one problem. This box does not let you move too high up. If you reach a certain height, it will restart the demonstration. But it's very inconsistent because there are some places you can stand on the rock and have it not reset, but not for others. But after enough tries, I did find a spot that works for Lisa to stand on. But there was still another problem. For one target in particular, we needed to turn around, but Lisa can't really do that. We couldn't place the rock over there and jump on it since it would kick us out, and we can't turn around on our side without falling off, which is where I got the idea of using Amber. By using Amber, we can aim with her bow, which forces us to change where we're looking without moving us. So all we needed to do was swap to Amber, aim for our next target, swap back to Lisa, and then use our skill. With this strategy, we were able to break all of the targets with Lisa after 12.5 hours.
Well, there you have it.
Get me out!
Told you our latest
12
recruit is pretty strong.
hours! Half a day of my life! Get me out! But now that we're done with that character, let's get back to the main man himself. We take on 3 guys at the ship and start Act 3.
So, Sangonomiya is the name of the place where Sangonomiya Kokomi lives?
Wow. What a
Let's go check
genius.
it out.
We fight some Ronin, and thankfully the weather decided to do us a favor by making it rain. Then we have to do the Electro Pillar puzzle, which Kaeya cannot do, so it's time for someone else to solve the puzzle.
Yeah, I like to solve the puzzle.
All right, go ahead. That's it, yeah.
And with that, we reach my favorite part of these playthroughs, watching Tepe die, after having to listen to
Pressure getting to you? Pressure getting to you? It's no pressure getting to you?
for over 12 hours. This moment almost made it all worth it. Pressure getting to you? Come on, Tepe. This is no way to demonstrate. Come on, Tepe. Get up, you piece of do something for once in your life, you bottom feeder. I hope the last thing you see is me in front of your face, pointing and laughing at you, you worthless, stupid, pansy, sack of hairy gorilla punching piss boy. Get out of my game! Following this moment that was made in heaven, we reached the Delusion Factory, which of course, Kaeya was able to do much faster than everyone else because he's just that good. This video just feels like an effort to brainwash people into playing this character, but I'm sorry, it's not my fault that this character is just that good. With that finished, we can take on Senora. Despite her having a phase that gives her 50% cryo resistance and attacks that give us the cryo debuff, it still wasn't that bad. I actually had more trouble with the pyro phase than this one. Even with that misstep, we were still able to beat her and begin our fight with
The almighty Raiden Shogun and the Muso no Hitotachi.
This was the hardest part of the challenge, but that wasn't really saying much. For one, Kaeya doesn't have to wait 12 seconds to hit her, and two, Kaeya can actually use his element. For the most part. After about 6 minutes, we defeated Raiden Shogun and finished Inazuma at around 21.5 hours. Now, we can start exploring the chasm. Yep, this is the 4-star. Kaeya! Look at her arms. After an hour, we started the Dainsleif quest, and just to further prove that this game was designed around Kaeya, we have to fight 2 Hydro Heralds and an Electrolector. But after that, we do have to fight 2 Cryo Abyss Mages, so it might not be designed around him. But I mean, he does fine against his own element. It's not like he has to wait 12 seconds to attack it or anything. Oh, I hate that so much. That hurts my eyes. With that quest done, we can collect some achievements. Yep. Ascend everything and do the AR-35 domain. Just like the AR-25 domain, not too many problems here. But I did learn that Kaeya actually can delete all of Aelif's prisms in one phase. Oh, he can get it in one. Cool. A double 4-star. Thanks for the Kaeya game. With all of that out of the way now, we can start Act 1 of Sumeru. We do the Withering Zone and the Tree Domain, which allows us to go to Sumeru City to pick up our AirPods. With our new wireless earbuds, we can head over to the port and test out our new skills with Alhaven. After that training session, we head over to the lighthouse to deal with some thugs who need to cool it. And now we can start Act 2. In Act 2, all we have to do is just one little fight against some Eremites. Act 3 has us fight more Eremites and some wolf enemies, which is the end of that whole act. Act 4, however, is a little more interesting. We reach the hospital and fight some Biggie Churls, then it's time for the Dendro Pillars, which we actually can do with Kaeya. And no, you silly goose, cryo doesn't work on it, but these things do. Thanks to these, we were able to activate the Dendro Pillars by teleporting here and running over to the pillars fast enough. With the hospital done, we head over to the pyramid so we can fight these annoying fungi enemies. And thankfully, Kaeya was able to hit them in the air. Otherwise, this would have been a very boring fight. Hey, Sino, what do you do at a red light?
Stop.
Now we reach the climax of Sumeru. For the start, we have to fight some bandits in the desert, then we head over to Party City. At the party, we come across some Fatui agents who are basically here to prove my point earlier that this game is designed around using Kaeya. Now we get to enter Scaramouche's factory, and you can probably guess, Kaeya had the easiest time out of everybody. Let's break this down. The first 2 enemies were a Hydro agent and an Electro agent, which we were extremely effective against. The next enemy was another Electro agent who went down easily. And next is the Cryo Fatui Gunner, who we actually don't have to fight, funnily enough. Probably the most annoying enemy we could have fought is Kaeya. We were able to skip past completely by jumping around here. The next enemy we have to fight is a Pyro Sniper. Usually it does take a minute to destroy their shields, but we didn't have to worry about that this time because we can just... As for the last set of enemies, we have an Electro and a Geo agent, but we can kill the Geo guy before he gets his shield up, so he's not really a problem. Then there's a Pyro and an Anemo enemy, but since Kaeya has reliable AoE, whenever we hit the Pyro guy, the Anemo guy gets hit too, so they're not much of an issue. And the Cryo Mage isn't too hard because we can just keep slamming her into a wall. Now that we're done with the factory, we can begin the fight with Scaramouche. I'm gonna reveal something to you all about this first phase that significantly reduces the tension of it. You can literally go from this part to this part, all without moving once. I'm dead serious. There is literally no point in trying at this part of the story because you cannot die. And here's another fun fact about this fight. You can watch an entire episode of Bluey in the time that it takes him to do his final cinematic move. I know this because that's exactly what I did. Sure. Mom. But all good things must come to an end, and as I finished my episode of Bluey, it was time to play the game. The Scaramouche fight itself is easy, since you have a turret that can basically carry the entire fight on its back. But when you combine it with a character like Kaeya, woo!
This is like taking candy from a baby, which is fine by me.
But we have one more thing left to do, the Polluted Zone, which is filled with electro enemies, so I think we can officially call this game Kaeya Impact. After only 31 hours, 30 minutes, and 53 seconds, we beat Genshin Impact only using Kaeya. He's such a good character. I would honestly say that this was the easiest one by far. Yes, this was easier than Noelle, mainly because Kaeya can get his burst much quicker than Noelle. If you're good at dodging, try Kaeya, but if you're not there yet, I'd recommend starting with Noelle.
I'm a disgrace.